guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagem. You guys, we have a lot to get through in today's video. As you can see from the title and the thumbnail, you know what bag we're talking about today. Let me put a disclaimer on the screen right now. Please read the disclaimer so I don't have to say anything. I really hope that you enjoy this video, and yeah, I just can't wait to tell you everything that I have found out about the Himalayan or Himalaya, whatever. I'm gonna call it Himalayan because it is like inspired by the Himalayan mountains, but people say Himalaya, Himalayan. In a lot of Facebook groups, people alternate between the two names, so I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, so basically we need to talk about this bag because I feel like there's so much hype around this bag, and I feel like at the same time that there's like a lot of misinformation concerning the bag, even misinformation that I have accidentally shared, I think, in a video a long time ago. So first of all, the bag does not actually come from a albino alligator, albino croc. That is just not true. It's just like a standard Nilo crocodile, and I mean, some like sources say that it's like an African crocodile, whatever, but it's not an endangered species or anything like that. So let's get that out of the way. Another thing that I just find super annoying when it comes to discussing the Himalayan purses is the bags are not rare. Let's be clear, okay? These bags are not rare, okay? And I think it's just like, I think the auction houses like Christie's, Sotheby's, and the luxury resale platforms like Fashion File and, you know, Rebag and Vestiaire have really contributed to hyping up this particular product, making it seem like the bag is so rare, the bag is so this and that. The bag is absolutely exclusive, but this idea that it's rare is not true. And it's not true because Hermes have been quietly taking the Himalayan croc leather and repurposing it for Orans sandals. I saw that on Facebook. Someone posted their Orans, their Himalayan Orans, and people were like, oh! Someone also said apparently you can ask for a special order of the CDC, the collet de chien, in Himalayan. I didn't even know that was a thing. Someone on Facebook was talking about that. So I just feel like it's not rare. If it was rare, why would Hermes be like, yeah, okay, like let's make, you know, Orans out of the Himalayan leather, or let's make, you know, CDCs out of the Himalayan leather? If it's so rare, it is not rare at all. That is just a tactic that they use to put intense pressure to inflate the cost of this bag at resale. I'm not mad at it. It's a business at the end of the day. Most of you who are watching, you're all very savvy luxury shoppers in your own right, so you don't need me to like kind of harp on about that. But I do just find that kind of annoying when we talk about this bag because it's just not rare. Now, what it is very exclusive, okay? So obviously the bag is only offered to VIPs and VVIPs, etc., celebs, etc. So one source I found a while ago when I was researching this, but I can't find the link anymore, said that for every Hermes market, 1 to 2 Himalayans are released per year. Now, that seems low to me. I mean, I don't know if that seems low to me. I don't know whether that's true or not. It's not clear how many Himalayans they make every year. Obviously, they don't make many because it's not like a bag that you can just walk in and ask for. You have to be offered. And it's not a bag that, it's not even a bag that's on the quota system or anything like that. Vis-a-vis maybe scoring 2 quota bags a year, because it is not a quota bag. So let me start off with some fascinating things that I found. First of all, the Himalayan bags, like the sort of history of the Himalayan, which you can read about in the description below, it actually started in like the early 2000s. So Hermes have really been perfecting like the way that the crocodile leather itself is dyed, is I think they call it liming. They also do this like descaling thing as well. They have so many processes that you can read about. I'll link everything below. And the process itself is very long. Apparently it takes the craftsman 2 days, 48 hours to make 1 Himalayan Birkin or 1 Himalayan Kelly. 2 days. That's a long time. So this idea that they're like, you know, first of all, they're not going to be tons of Himalayan Birkins and Kellys, but I think they really, really want to make sure that it's an exclusive product that only the super rich and VVIPs can access. Okay. The next thing, if we put aside the issue of the fact that it just takes ages for it to be dyed and to be created and packaged and all that, In a few Facebook groups, some people were saying you can actually ask for it as a special order. So there's one group I'm in, someone asked for a, oh no, sorry, someone posted someone else's special order, okay, which was a Constance Himalayan. So the Constance does not actually come as, they don't make the Constance as a Himalayan at all, but you can ask for it as a special order. Again, you probably have to have incredible purchasing history across all of the, you know, categories and all of that in order to get it. I personally don't like the Constance at all, but I do like the Constance in the croc and ostrich exotics. However, the picture of this Himalayan Constance, I'm not going to repost it. I'm not trying to get banned from those Facebook pages, okay? But you can imagine what it looks like. The picture of the Himalayan Constance was not nice. Like, you know, when you look at the Himalayan, I'll put up a picture right now, you think of those like sort of brown edges, okay, based on the way the croc leather is dyed, and then you have that, you know, white center. But on the Constance, it did not look good. It just looked weird, and I was just like, I am not interested in this bag at all. And by the way, my feelings concerning the Himalayan have changed. At first, I was like, ew, it's stupid and silly. And now I like it. And I've been looking at Louis Vuitton's Himalayan alternative. And we'll talk about that at the end of the video. Okay, so as I said, you can get a special order for the Constance, but it's really just the Birkin and the Kelly in terms of the Himalayans that have already been produced and that are ready to be purchased. Something else that a lot of people who have purchased the Himalayan bags before talk about is the color options that are available. So it comes in two colors. It comes in blanc, which is French for white, and it comes in gris, I think it's called gris cendre. Now that again, someone else on Facebook posted what the gris cendre Birkin Himalayan looks like. I couldn't find one on the internet, sorry, but it looks like a kind of like, it's kind of like a dusty white. I wouldn't call it off-white at all, but it has this kind of dustier sheen. It's very, very nice. There's a general kind of feeling online that the Gris Cendre Himalayan is more coveted than the classic Blanc Himalayan. I think the Blanc Himalayan looks way nicer. I think it just looks really, really nice with this crisp, like almost like snowflake and snow white look, as opposed to this kind of dustier, darker white. I don't know why. I feel like I just prefer that. As a general rule, I don't even like ivory. I remember when I was getting married and shopping for my wedding dress, I remember going to this wedding shop, and when I saw the ivory dresses, I was like, they need to be put in the dustbin and left there forever, okay, until the apocalypse, and no one should ever put an ivory dress in a wedding shop. Now, of course, ivory is a really popular color. I just personally don't like ivory. So I think like when it comes to these white colors, I think just like a beautiful, pure snowflake white can look beautiful. In general, I love how white bags look, but the Blanc Himalayan, to me personally, is one that I think looks better. But apparently, Gris Cendre is the one that clients and Hermes VVVIPs want to purchase. Another thing that they talk about a lot online is the prices of resale now vis-a-vis a few years ago. I did find a thread from ages ago in this other group where it's like 4 years old. Someone was saying, how much is a Birkin 30 Himalayan at resale? Like, can someone give me an idea? In the US, there was this agreement that $85,000 at that time, a few years ago, you could definitely get a used Birkin 30 Himalayan. Someone else chimed in and said, you know, if you're in Europe, you look at like 70,000 euros, something like that. I think when it comes to resale, you can really see $85,000 Birkin 30. You would not find a Himalayan today for that price. There is a Himalayan Kelly that is on Fashion File at the moment, and she's going for 235,000 US dollars. When I was researching the video, like the last time I looked at the listing before I started filming now, it was in 59 cards. I want to know who you people are putting the Himalayan Kelly for $235,000 in your cart. We need to have a conversation, okay, on the phone. But you can really see like how much like the prices at resale have gone up by. And these people who are answering that question are experts. They're people who know what they're talking about. They're not people who are just capping. When it comes to the actual bag itself, I feel like a lot of the times we just focus on the hype of the bag and what the bag means and all of this, but there are actually a lot of details concerning the bag. Some Himalayans can come with diamonds, some don't. There's another thing where some Himalayans actually have a goat skin lining, and in Hermes they call it chèvre misor. There was a Birkin 25 that I saw being listed at Resale, and it had the chèvre misor goat skin lining. I mean, goat skin lining, croc leather bag. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair enough, whatever. I mean, imagine if they tried to put microfiber, okay, in there. You would definitely have something to say. My first question to you guys is, do you think that Hermes and the luxury resale market can maintain the hype of this bag? When I saw people posting the Himalayan Orans and talking about Himalayan CDCs, it just kind of made me feel like, I actually just feel like Hermes now are just trying to like capitalize off the hype of the product. Because if the product is so rare and so hard to get and so hard to score, why would you make Himalayan Orans? Why would you allow people the idea of having a special order Himalayan CDC? Because that would have to be a special order. I feel like Hermes now are kind of quietly trying to benefit from that, because I was thinking about, are they probably annoyed that the Himalayans are being resold? I would say if there's any bag that they're not irritated that's being resold, is probably the Himalayan Birkins and the Himalayan Kellys. It makes total sense for them to be happy about them actually being at the resale market, just because it's really inflating the cost of how much the bag actually costs in the boutique. And that's the next thing that we're going to talk about. So drum roll, I know you guys want to know, how much does a Himalayan cost in store? One confirmed price that I found, and I found this on the Purse Forum, from a 2019 price. Someone wrote in that price thread that a Kelly 25 Himalayan was $45,300 in the US. That's 2019. So I mean, 2019 is not that far gone. I do think that if you were someone who was interested in this bag, you could probably use that as kind of your starting point. It wouldn't have gone up by that much, let's be honest. It's not going to increase by that much. So 45,000. If you put that in context with other big ticket purchases that you could make, you could purchase Audemars Piguet watches for that. You could absolutely go purchase a car. Frankly, you could take $45,000 and get a speedboat if you're into the nautical stuff. It's a lot of money to spend. And I think those of you who like exotics, you will understand me when I say exotics, just by nature, they are very, very difficult to maintain. The upkeep of exotic leather bags is very, very, very intense. And I feel like if you're going to be spending $45,000, you're someone who knows where you are going to be wearing that Himalayan and where you're going to be going out with it. So I also wanted to talk about, where would you wear this bag? Like if you were someone who was to say, okay, I want to score the Himalayan Kelly or the Himalayan Birkin, where would I wear it and how would you style it? I am just of a feeling that with an item that is so brash, like the Himalayan Birkin, that I feel like the Himalayan Birkin is very flamboyant, whereas I feel like the Himalayan Kelly is just a little bit more subtle. But I feel like the Birkin just stands out more to me. It really does stand out, but I feel like I probably would prefer the Kelly. At any rate, where would you wear them and how would you style them? I think first of all, for the Himalayan Birkin, even though it's a tote, it's a very expensive tote, okay? So I'm saying maybe you're going to events, I don't know, you're going to events that are like during the day, maybe you're going out with friends for lunch, or you're going to like the polo, you're going to watch horse racing, or I mean, I feel like you could absolutely wear it to events like that, just because it's such an expensive bag, and anyone who knows fashion will automatically know what that bag is for and what that bag means, basically, because they'll be like, whoa, that's Hermes, Himalayan. I feel like the Kelly is easier to dress up and it's more of like a nighttime bag that you could probably wear, especially in those smaller sizes. And I think a lot of this is dependent on your personal style and the way you dress. I feel like these bags just look better if your style is very polished. And I feel like these bags will always look better if your style is just super feminine. So like, dresses, skirts, whether you're wearing like a mini or a midi is irrelevant. But I really do feel like they just look better with those types of looks personally. I don't know about taking like the Hermes Himalayan Birkin or Kelly and dressing it down with joggers. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like you could ever really make a bag like that look very casual. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, they just look better dressed up with dresses and skirts. And that's how I would style them if I was to purchase that item. Obviously, because it is a exotic leather bag in a light color, you absolutely need to have light colors in your wardrobe, because you don't want to, obviously get color transfer. That would be a nightmare. Imagine getting color transfer on that thing. You'd want to cry. So I don't like ivory, but those of you who like ivory, that would look nice. Cream would look nice. I think gray would look really, really nice with the Himalayan Kelly or Birkin, especially in this gris centre color. I also love the idea of even just like brighter colors that are maybe a little bit lighter. So like a light green, that could look really nice. And also even like a light blue, like a sort of powder blue. I think those could look quite nice with these bags basically. I think essentially Hermes know that these bags are not really for putting stuff in, and frankly, they're not really about fashion or a fashion statement. I mean, I'm sure all of you have seen the celebrities who have them. J-Lo has it, Georgina, who is Cristiano Ronaldo's girlfriend, she has it as well. I remember seeing that on her Instagram last year. There's so many celebs who have it, and you see the way they use it. If you look at those paparazzi pictures, it is a difficult bag to style, but I personally think that it's a bag that's just based on you and your personality. So if you love that bag, if you love the Himalayan Birkin or the Himalayan Kelly, ultimately it's going to look good on you because you love it. Whereas if you're just buying it because it's a look, or if it's an investment, it's not going to look good on you. And I've always felt that way about fashion or style or whatever. There's so many things that some people say, oh my God, don't buy that. You're going to look really bad. You're going to look like, you're so tacky and you're so flamboyant. I don't really like that word tacky. It's thrown around a lot because I think some of this is just personal style. If you personally wouldn't wear logos, like you're never going to look good in logos if that's not your thing. But if being, I almost dropped my phone here. If being super like vibrant and out there is your thing, I feel like you'd look good with this bag. There are a few listings that I found of the Himalayan online. I've linked all of them in the description below. I want to talk about them. I found them in USD and Hong Kong dollars and pounds sterling. So I want to talk about the way the bag is being priced at the moment. I've already told you that a Himalayan Kelly 25 in store is $45,000. The fashion file listing shows the Himalayan Kelly 28 in Raton for $235,000. It's a little bit bigger than the Kelly 25, but you can obviously see there's just a massive gulf there between the in-store price and the price at resale. Fashion File obviously do huge markups. That bag that's on Fashion File, I don't know whether it's going to be sold out or not by the time you see this video, but it's actually a bag from this year. So someone was given that Himalayan Kelly this year and they're already selling it. And I do feel like Hermes, that's probably the only thing that probably is going to annoy Hermes, is that they're probably looking at the year of manufacture. When they see these listings, they're probably thinking, which one of our VIPs is reselling our stuff? Like, which one of our VIPs is doing this? I don't want to talk too much about this, but I'm sure most of you have seen Mel's response video. Let's just talk about the Himalayan though in the comments. One thing that she noted in her response video, which I found quite shocking and terrifying, was she alluded to, I think, someone she knows who got blacklisted from Hermes for reselling a bag in a Facebook group, and someone snitched on that person to Hermes. I do think that Hermes has an idea of who of their VIPs are putting these bags onto the market, and it's very clever because no one is walking into Hermes. And it doesn't matter which one of you say, oh, I walked in, I was offered a Himalayan. Okay, film yourself, girl. Film yourself being offered one, and you have to let me upload it on my channel, because none of us will believe that. This bag is not offered to walk-ins, okay? The only walk-in story that I have heard and read was on the Purse Forum. Someone was offered a Kelly Himalayan, and in the thread, she quotes, she spent 4 pages worth of stuff, and then they offered her the bag, and this was in Paris. So that's like a unicorn. That's like one person. So they saw her spending, buying tons of stuff, and they thought, hey, let's take a chance. Would you like to buy this Himalayan Kelly? Yes, I would love to purchase it. So obviously with that client, she was a unicorn, but she was clearly someone who, you know, had a lot of money to spend, and they see her spending, and they, you know, offered her this bag, which is very exclusive. I think that Hermes are just completely plugged in. They know who are the people who are putting these bags onto the market. I think they're very aware of that. So I think if you have a Himalayan and you're like, okay, I'm trying to sell this bag, but I still want to be an Hermes customer, I think you need to be really careful about your like social media profile. So that's why I was saying, like, you know, I'm grateful to have gotten all this info from Facebook and stuff, but I don't want to like put anyone on blast or anything, because I think Hermes have proven that they really do like look at social media, and they want to figure out, like, of course you have VIPs who resell, of course, like that happens at LV, and LV has been cracking down on that as well. But I don't think Hermes like the idea of you being offered a Himalayan Birkin or a Himalayan Kelly in 2021, like this Fashion File listing, and then, you know, 4 or 5 months later you put it on Fashion File. That is going to annoy them, and I bet you, because this is a billion-dollar company, I bet you they can even kind of know who that person is who has put that bag on Fashion File, and I'm sure that that person like should be careful if that person is like an individual who's put that bag there, because they might be like, okay, well, you know, we offered you the Himalayan Kelly, Himalayan Birkin, cool, we're not going to offer that to you again, and maybe you're not going to get any other offers. I feel like this bag is really for people who are collectors. Like, if you're purchasing this bag, it's going to be in your collection. You know, it's going to be in your collection, it's going to be there, you're actually going to use it. I have seen some people on Instagram who are clients of Hermes who have this bag, and you really do see that people use it. Like, you see people go to restaurants with it, go to cafes with it, take photos and stuff. It is a bag that's meant to be used, but obviously the amount of money that it costs, it's not going to be treated like any other handbag that you have. One of the craziest prices I saw was a Birkin. I believe it was a Birkin. It's in the description below. In Hong Kong, one of the auction houses sold it for 1 million Hong Kong dollars, which is about 130,000 US dollars. The market for the Himalayans in Asia is very, very hot. There was also a listing in the UK for, I think it was also a Birkin as well, and it went for £100,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. So the fact that this is a global thing, there is global demand for this bag. How do you think Hermes should like move forward in terms of the way they allocate the bag? It doesn't seem that there's any rhyme or reason to the way the bag is allocated. One group, some people were saying that as of last year, it was like really hard for them to make the bag, so that at the moment that it's not like there's like a lot of them kind of swimming around. And as I said before, there is an idea that, you know, they get allocated for each like market in a really weird way. Sometimes it's like one bag per year that's allocated for a market. Some people say that it's like one bag per year per boutique. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's probably a bit too many. So tell me what you think about that as well. I'd really, really be curious to know what you think. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of the information about the Himalayan. I now want to talk to you about my thoughts of what this bag is doing to the exotic leather market and how other houses are responding. So they did kind of create a very niche market with this particular bag, or these two bags. So it's really the Himalayan Birkin that is the most coveted, but the Himalayan Kelly is definitely kind of coming up now, and she's getting attention, and she's looking at her big sister like, yeah, I'm that chick right now. I definitely would say the Himalayan Kelly is like the one that, at least from what I've seen when I was researching this video, the Himalayan Kelly is like the one that is kind of going towards an audience that's more into social media, whereas the Himalayan Birkin, it seems like it's more for people who actually want to use the bag itself. I think that Hermes have created like this artificial bubble with this particular product, because after hearing that the bag in 2019 was $45,000 for the Kelly, I mean, $45,000 doesn't really sound like $235,000 to me. And I think that they need to basically figure out, like, Do they want to continue on this path? Just continue inflating the cost of these bags? I think you guys have probably heard of this guy called Vegas Dave. I think he's posted some videos on YouTube of his Himalayan Birkins. I personally my personal opinion, he did not get those in store. All of his Birkins have been purchased at Resale, from what I am familiar with, when it comes to his story, and I think that's fine. Like, knock yourself out. I personally just feel like, though, people like that who are purchasing the bags not to use them, not because they necessarily like them, but because they're so rare, inverted commas, they actually continue to inflate this bubble that doesn't really need to exist. What Hermes should do is just make the bag available for the best customers who aren't resellers. That way, you get rid of the hype of the bag and you actually kind of deflate the luxury market for the bag in terms of resale, because people are trying to score this bag because it's so hard to get, and they think it's so rare because all the auction houses keep saying rare Nylon Croc, Himalaya Birkin, Himalaya Kelly. I feel like if Hermes just changed the way that they make the bag available, it can still be very exclusive and very hard to get, and yes, you can't walk in without a purchase history, blah blah blah. It would actually just get rid of the resale market. There's so much hype around this bag because of these weird auctions that have happened and them going on resale, and people thinking, oh my god, the bag is so rare, it's made from an albino crocodile. It is not made from an albino crocodile, guys. Okay, that makes no sense. Why on earth would they do that? Because you could probably get into a lot of trouble for, you know, doing that to like an endangered species or whatever. You know, that makes no sense at all, really, when you think about it. So I get that the auction houses want to make a lot of money. I understand the luxury resale platforms want to make a lot of money. I don't even really blame Hermes here. They created a product and then they couldn't control the Frankenstein that they created, and the monster ran out of the house, and now she's running around all around the world taking everyone's money. But in store, she's $45,000, which isn't as excessive as you'd think for a 2019 price. And I'm pretty sure it's probably not gone up by that much. I mean, the Cartier Pavé Love Bracelet, now with the new price increase in America, is $44,000. And I mean, so you can see it's not that excessive. So my personal view is that Hermes benefit, but they're actually hurt by this resale drama surrounding the Himalayan. It makes it like, you know, seem like this massive bag that's worth all the hype, but actually it just puts intense pressure on them because it makes VIPs and the people who have the bag want to resell it to make a buck, you know? But as we know, the bags are not rare. They have just created another type of game. It's not even like the normal game that we talk about. It's another type of game, but except this time they're in cahoots almost with the auction houses and with the luxury resale platforms. Now, bear in mind, I actually kind of changed my mind on this bag. I used to think this bag was stupid and silly, and now I like it a lot and I think it's great. But I wouldn't like even try and be like, wow, I would love to get this bag. No, I don't really care that hard. Now, let me show you some really nice alternatives from other houses. But actually, wait, first let me show you the silly alternative from Dior. I don't know what's going on at Dior. I'm really not feeling what's going on over there when it comes to their bags. Here is the Himalayan Dior saddle bag. Apparently this is only for VIPs, and Sotheby's or Christie's, I forgot which one of the auction houses in the description below is also flogging this bag. Okay, so using some of that Himalayan Hermes stardust to now sprinkle on this bag. I like the saddle bag. I really don't like Dior's exotics. I think they look cheap and silly, and exotics in general tend to look very elegant, luxurious, and expensive to me, but I really don't like this, just whatever. Now, Louis Vuitton actually do very nice alternatives to the Himalayan. They refuse to call it the Himalayan on their website. They don't even give it a name. They don't even give the color a name, but they know that you know that's their alternative to the Himalayan. So let me show you the one that I personally really like, and the price is good. This is the Alma BB. I think on the Euro site it's like 19,800 euros. In the Louis Vuitton EU website, which I was looking at from the Netherlands. Basically, it was like shipped to the Netherlands, whatever, so I could see the prices. Yeah, 19,800. This is the alum BB. I actually think this is cute, and I was like, oh, this is cute and this is nice. So they have this. They also have the capucines in a lot of different types of Himalayan finishes, which I personally think also look really nice. There are a few other artisanal luxury brands that do their versions as well. So there's Hermes have kind of created a cottage industry, and as I said, they've created a Frankenstein that they can no longer control. I hope that people who can afford to purchase a Himalayan Birkin or a Himalayan Kelly, to me, just me thinking practically, it makes way more sense to, instead of taking that $235,000, right, and buying the Himalayan Kelly on Fashion Fall, to me it makes more sense to actually just go to Hermes, build your profile, and eventually you're going to be offered the bag, like the woman in the past forum who's shopping, buying stuff, she's having a great time, and then heck, the bag offer comes. Okay, hey, would you like this Himalayan Kelly? Yes, I'm gonna need that bag right now, okay, in my hands. I don't really know whether I think it's like worth that, you know. And don't forget, Fashion File do their payment plans and they have all this stuff. People have their reasons. I personally just don't see the Himalayan Birkin or the Himalayan Kelly. I don't really see them as these bags that are so like amazing and so like, wow, it's so rare. And I'm not a hater because I love exotics. So technically I should be the one riding so hard for these two bags. I think they're great and fab, but I don't think that they're that amazing. And what I find super interesting about the Himalayan Birkin and the Himalayan Kelly, they're not actually targeted for people who actually like exotics. If you like exotics, you probably don't like these bags. Even if you do, I bet you probably don't think it's worth $45,000 to buy the Himalayan Kelly. These bags are not targeted to women who like exotic leather or to men who like exotic leather. They're targeted to people who want them as status symbols. And by the way, I am not actually against status symbols, okay? I love Mercedes-Benz, I like Porsche, I like Lamborghini, I like Ferrari, I like big, beautiful, brash, flamboyant things. Like, that's me. That's my style, that's who I am. But I just think that this is just doing way too much at the resale point. So any one of you knows, if you know anyone or if you yourself are interested in this bag, I would love to talk to you. Some of you maybe have seen it in the store. Share your experiences if you've seen any of the Himalayan Birkins or Kellys in real life. I would love to know what you guys think about this, because I could talk about this bag all day. These bags, should I say, all day. I just find them super, super, super fascinating. It's amazing how they have become these like pop culture icons, and the bags are not rare. They are not rare. And that is what's so amazing to me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the power of Hermes's marketing is just amazing to me, and I still can't get over it. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope I've given you all of the Hermes Himalayan Birkin and Himalayan Kelly info. There's a lot of info on Facebook groups. Like, so many people on Facebook are like looking for this bag at resale, trying to score this bag in store, asking for ways to get this bag, everyone wants to purchase this bag, and I just find it super, super interesting. Another thing to know is that the Himalayan Birkin and Kelly doesn't come in alligator. It only comes in nylon croc, which is at the top of the food chain in the world of exotic leather. If you are interested in exotics and you want me to talk about them more, you can let me know in the comments. And if you have any general comments or whatever you want to chat, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram or drop me an email. I'll always get back to you guys. I'm very curious to know what you guys think about the Hermes Himalayan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.